So let's look into that. I know some people in the talking about. You sound like you take advantage. I don't know. That's cool. Let's look into it. Did it say what city they in? Did it say anything about that? We don't know what city, right?
No.
Okay, so it sounds like it's an expensive. If it's a, it sounds like it's a nice area of town wherever they living at for 2,500 a month, or they could be living in the hood. That's why you need to know what city they're in. So 2,500 a month total, all inclusive, like they say. So his say his house payment is 2,300. Okay, cool. That's normally said unless the insurance drives it up, or you don't have a close in loan where it could fluctuate up and down. But two people in the house, your water bill could be about $150. I don't know. In my state, they pay every other month. They don't pay every month. So I use mine for example. Mine's is $200, and that includes water and sewage and all of that. Um, my LG&E bill, I just got. I call it LG. My light bill is is 123 a month. So you're looking at probably about $330. That's just in two utilities. Again, if you have some type of internet service, my internet service is about almost $100 a month because I like the high speed for what we do and streaming and doing all that stuff. So that's another. So now you're looking at 350. I don't know if he's buying all the groceries for the home or anything else. If he's paying a cell phone bill, I don't know if all that's included into the situation. She just says all inclusive. And did she say something about paying property tax? I guess.
Yeah, so she's saying that she's paying him 40% of what she makes tax free. He doesn't pay any
Oh, okay,
tax.
okay. So she's talking about out of her paycheck. So if you add it up, the man's probably paying about $3,000 worth of between utilities and all of that um, a month. $3,000, and she's paying for 2,500 from it. Okay, is he taking advantage of it? Yeah, a little bit. He is. She probably should be paying about 1,500. Truth be
Mhm.
told, she should be paying. If it's a total of like $3,000, she should probably be paying about 1,500. Is he taking advantage of it? Yes, but was she feeling that way when he first presented it to her? I mean, why did she agree to it? Now all of a sudden she feels like he's taking advantage. Well, well, maybe girl, you should have never agreed to the situation if that was the case. You should have never agreed to that. Matter of fact, your credit probably wasn't good enough for you to get your own shit. That's probably why you moved in with the dude because your credit wasn't all the way right because your student loans was all out of whack. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why you moved in with him and your credit ain't all the way where it should be. So now you either move back home with your parents or move in with this man. What am I gonna do? Go home and have to be dictated by my parents, still told what to do, when to go and come, and all that. I can't have my own privacy. Or do I shack up with this man, have a cost behind it, but at least I have my privacy. I can go and do what I want to do when I please. Yeah, ma'am, you made a bad decision by agreeing to that amount. So now you feel like you somewhat stuck into it until you make a decision. So is he taking advantage of it? Yeah, somewhat. He is.
Yeah, and hey, Mandrell, thank you so much for joining. How are you? I think
I'm
I
well.
think she agreed. I think she agreed on the 2,500 for sure. But again, she later found out that it was only 2,300, and so again, there's deception there. When women already got a million voices going off in their heads, unfortunately. So when a woman finds out that, okay, now you lying to me, um, that can definitely set off some red flags and alarms. Dr. Still, what do you think about it?
I've seen some red flags in this situation. First, the $2,500 situation, and later on she finds out the house is only 2,300. You know, at first I would wonder, what's the other 200 for? I wonder if she asked him that. But then here's the second red flag I saw. He came to her and asked her if he can quit his job. In other words, for what I'm seeing, he's planning on just sitting back and you relax, to quit his job, saying he's going to help her with something, knowing full well he know what his intention really was, to live off of her. And listen, is this his apartment, by the way?
Mm-hmm. This is his place.
This is his. Let me tell you something. As a man, and this is a man we're talking about here, right? I'm sorry. I would not let anybody else pay my rent, not even part of it, if it's yours. I mean, that's just goofy to me, And then he's gonna tell her he's gonna ask her if he can quit his job. And to make it worse, right? She's paying him 40% of her salary after he took an extra $200 from this rent. Now that's a third red flag right there. I would have left him, because I'm sorry, it's just way too many red flags here. Overpay rent, let him quit his job. He says he's going to help her with something, but end up going to sleep. No, I'm sorry. This guy is a hobosexual. And as a man, I would be embarrassed. That's all I got.
All right. Hola, Trey. Thanks so much for joining. Mandrell, what do you think?
Yeah, you must forgive me, but I didn't catch the full breakdown of it, so I got a couple of questions. Okay, well, I gather she lives with him. He asked her to quit. Could he quit his job? She said yes, apparently, and she's picking up a lot of those bills, right? Rent and some utilities, all included, right? So what's he doing since he's quit his job?
Going to school to get her certificate.
A certificate or a degree?
He's on his pole. He's going to be on he's pole dancing at the Black Chippendales next week. You want to see him, Mandre?
No, thank you.
Okay.
That ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? But no.
But he's going to school to get her certificate. She moved into his home. She's paying $2,500 for the rent, mortgage. Not quite sure what it is, but she later found out that it's only $2,300.
She's paying how much? She's paying $2,500, but she later found out it's only $23.
Yes.
So he's charging her extra $200. Oh, okay, yeah. He pole hustling, like Hank saying. You don't charge her extra 20. If you're gonna do something like that, you gotta be on the up and up. Period. Oh well, really, if you're gonna do anything, and no one's supposed to be your partner, you gotta be on the up and up. If it's $2,300, say it's $2,300. And then ask her for the extra $200 if that's what you want. And understand that it's her money, so if she says no, fair enough. She's paying your bills. She's doing way too much already. But with Dr. Steele, I'd be embarrassed as a woman that pay my bills for me. You can't do that. No, that's just me personally. I'd rather work and go to school and just slug it out like that. Nothing wrong with a little pain, you know what I'm saying, to get the rewards at the end. That's just what it is. Plenty of people work and go to school. You can too. I watched both my parents work and go to school. growing up. They both worked. They both went to college at the same time. And they had me. And then 6 years later, my sister came along. You know what I mean? So for me, there's no excuse. That's just me. Call it what it is. I don't want to hear any excuses. I've seen people do that. And as difficult as it is, no. Where's your pride as a man? I don't get it. I don't get dudes these days. Dudes like that, at least. That's just me, Precious.
All right. Thank you. Trey, did you hear the what I read?
No, I didn't catch all of it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's a woman who wrote into a group on Facebook, and she moved in with her boyfriend. She pays $2,500 in rent, house payment. Later found out that it was $2,300. When she asked him about it, he pretty much said, you would have to pay rent if you live somewhere else. But she pretty much said, well, I could buy a house and pay my own mortgage for that. So he quit. He asked if he could, that's crazy. He asked her if he could quit his job as a carpenter to help her with her work. And she does bookkeeping work. So she, explains how she's paying him 40% of what she makes tax-free. He doesn't pay any taxes. She says, I'm left with paying the payroll taxes on what I earn in full, as well as my student loans, which helped me gain these positions where she works. He's currently in school to earn a certificate. The other day, she needed his help. He took a 4-hour nap, and she's asking if she's being taken advantage of.
You didn't say all that, Precious. That's worse. Oh. So much worse than what I understood now. So much worse. From the understanding that I had, it was bad enough. Because remember, I agree with Dr. Steele. I'd be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting you pay my bills. Even if we're married, you ain't paying bills. You're not. Let's do something else with that money. But anyway, yeah.